And as you can tell, we are now into our 4th winter. So now would be the perfect time to work on the dirt bikes. Look at all the dirt that's in here. See if I can do this one-handed without dropping my camera. Drum looks okay, not damaged. Yeehaw! So this bike is the 450 I did the top end on. The owner brought it back and he was having a bit of trouble starting it. So we did the spark plug in it, and then I noticed the kicker gear is not engaging appropriately all the time. So we're gonna have to pull this apart. It doesn't always, yeah, see, it's not even catching now, right? You see how far it's got to go before it catches? It should be up here. And that little extra reach will allow it to overcome, because this has got an auto decompression cam in it. So when it goes down this far and you kick it over, it doesn't make enough of a full revolution to start the engine. Pain in the butt. So that's on the docket. Gonna rip that all apart, see what we need for parts. I don't know if the whole kicker gear should be replaced, or the helix in it's not working right, or the spring is broken, or the clip. I have my suspicions that the C-clip that's in there has backed out of the groove and the spring isn't putting enough tension on the helix part of the gear. But we'll get to that eventually. I wanted to show this too. Another big, massive, more or less a summer project. This is a chassis to replace the one on the 700, my Mountain Max 700. So I did a video on it, oh god, probably 2 years ago. And I was going to mess with the steering and straighten everything out, and the deeper I dove into that machine, the more I noticed things broken and bent and damaged. And so primarily this is what I got this machine for, is these, I guess you call them stays or bolts or whatever, for the trailing arms that go here. Because on that side, both sides have been completely ripped right off and nothing is straight. And yeah, so this whole section is completely ripped out, and it's been, you know, hacked together with big plates and nuts and bolts, and the trailing arm is bent, and this is bent, and that is bent. So there's a summer project for me. But this also gives me a chance to take that 700 apart piece by piece by piece, and yeah, put it together. I'm not sure if I'm going to film that or not, or maybe adjust. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'll know more when I get into it. Now this was for a 600 engine, so you can see there's actually different mounts for the 700, so these are going to have to be adjusted and moved. And that's no big deal. Alright, so let me get cracking on this. This might be a couple day video, so it's not going to be up right when it happens. I'm trying to decide what kind of stuff my YouTube viewers want to watch, because I don't know what to make a video on anymore. This was just like a 20-minute job, and I thought I should film that. I'm thinking maybe I'll go get the black dune buggy going, and we can do like will it run cold start kind of thing for that machine. Maybe I'll do that next weekend. Yeah, all this snow. Might go for a snowmobile rip today. I don't know if I'm going to film any of it. Probably not. But yeah, so let's bust into this thing. I should also point out my 84 Trans Am. Been cracking away at this. I don't think I'm ever going to make a video on this thing. There's just so much to do on this car. So I'm close at the stage that I want to strip all the paint off of it. For the most part, there's minimal rust on this whole entire car. But I tell you, this windshield lip here, the windshield wasn't even attached. I could come in from the inside and I just pushed it up with my hands, and I was able to get a razor blade in there and cut the urethane out. Yeah, she's a big project. Still got to get the rear diff out, the axle out. Gotta pull these frame rails out, pull this K-member off, tires off. I'd love to get like a car rotisserie where you can grab it from the front, grab it from the rear, and like flip the car over, and you can work on it upside down without laying on your back. It's going. It's a big project. I got to get this window glass out of here somehow. Freaking thing's like 400 pounds. All right, onto the bike. There it is, right there. It doesn't go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, shit. So that should be catching up here, not down there. It doesn't matter how you... Yeah, it still doesn't want to do it. There's one part on it. Yeah, see there, it catches there. It's like there's one part on... Oh, there it goes again. It just doesn't want to catch. Go down a little bit. No, it still doesn't want to catch. Oh, God. Oh, caught there. Oh, caught there too. Oh, you can hear it. Hear that? It's going past where it should be going. It should there. But it, oh, caught there. I think it's just full of crap. Shucks. I'm gonna have to lay the bike over. Probably take the gas tank off and whatever. Alright, get her done. Gotta love mismatched hardware. So unless it isn't clear, I gotta take the gas tank off. Probably take the seat off too. I don't want it to spill stuff all over my shop. The goal is I want to do this job without draining the oil out of it. Even though I will need an oil change, probably after we busted into it. But I don't want to lose all that oil. I want to, you know, once you dump it in a bucket, it's kind of gone. So I take the plastics off, take the seat off, take the gas tank off. I should be able to lay it down and have not leaking gas and liquid and shit everywhere. Ooh. So, let's see. Tank. And this thing's got mismatched hardware. I mean, this side of the seat's got a 10 mil. The other side of the seat's got an Allen. Some people just should work on these things. And guys like me come in here, yeah, that's not even the right size. And I get frustrated because everything's a different size. Not even tight. But this looks like stainless hardware too. Like that looks like a stainless cap screw. So it's like somebody cheaped out on the kit. Like that looks stainless to me. Whatever. Seat can come off. Throw it on the bench over here. And let's see here. Gas tank right here. One bolt. And it's only got one bolt holding it on. Cool. But where is the fuel? That's down there. Alright. What's next? Just wanna... Fuck, I can just take that right out of there. Okay, 1/8 mil bolt. God, I should have another one of those. undo the fuel line. Bring the camera over here and show you what I'm doing. In case somebody's trying to do this job on their own. So it's got a fuel pump like your car does. So we got a couple of lines we gotta disconnect on here. So we have the fuel line here, which has got this red lock. I'm just gonna pry off without eating your fingers. What's going on here? And yeah, gotta go down. Wires for the fuel pump can come off. And now the fuel line. Oh, that's right, I gotta get that little clip off of there. So underneath here, yeah, there's this little safety lock right here. I remember this machine. So I need a flathead screwdriver. Because let's face it, you really don't want this coming off on the trail. Try doing this without breaking it. Alright. Safety clip. Yeah, and then this clip can come down and out, and then the fuel line just pulls off. Stuff is really that simple. You got these little button here on the side, and that should just pull right out of there. Just like that. Now I can set this to the side and not drip gas everywhere. Alright, okay, so let's see if I can't lean her down on its side without making too much of a mess. And just like that. I just have to make sure we're not leaking nothing. I think we're good. I think we're good. Bring a Z camera over here. Down you go. Down you go. I wonder if that's close. Is that close enough? Can you see what I'm gonna do? Alright. Yeah, you can see there's a old cookie sheet down here, or pizza pan. The shift shaft seal on the other side's leaking, so that's going to have to get replaced too. But I got to remember, everything I got to take off on this. Shucks. We might have to drain the coolant, now that I'm thinking about it, because we got to pull that side cover off. Well, at least Yami made it easy, so if you wanted to replace the clutch, you just take this cover off. Yeah, crap. Yeah, I got to stand her back up and drain the coolant in it. I forgot about that part. Well, poop. Okay, get a container. We can try to save that coolant in it, because I think this stuff is brand new. Okay. See if I can get this out of here. See how much of it I can save. Give myself much room to work. Whoa. Now, I'm gonna undo the rad cap. There we go. That even looks like pee. And really, there isn't as much coolant as these things as you would think. There really isn't a whole lot. I think the engine's not that big, radiators are pretty small. Yeah, it should be more than that. Yeah. Filled the container up to about here. Alright. Made too much of a mess. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Now let's pull. Bring you closer. Can you see? Well, that's good. Here, I'm going to take the kicker gear off. The starter. Kicker off. No, it's okay. And let's see here. I got all these bolts around the edges. That one's got to come off. It's a little deja vu-ish. I believe I already took this apart once. Alright. So then we take the perimeter bolts off and that cover should just come right off, and then we can have a look at the kicker gear here. So, I didn't say this, but I didn't say this earlier. This is the same machine I did the top end on. This is the YZ 450. I never took any of the side covers off. The bottom end of this engine was in really good shape. There's no point in even taking any covers off. I didn't even check the clutch out in this thing, which I think I'm going to pull the clutch apart. Have a boo at it. And that one, and I believe these are big long ones that go all the way through. And this guy, that's an even longer one. For the most part, it's really not rocket science figuring out what bolt goes where. That's why you can actually end up with a tray like this. If you're bad with nuts and bolts, yeah, bag and tag every single set that you pull off. But I know these here on this side, are for the seat and the plastics, and this here is for the side cover on this side. And it's a magnetic tray. Yeah, see, there we go. That's a stainless hardware right there. Because stainless, well, maybe not. Okay. But you see, it's a magnetic tray. So nothing can fall out of it. These are great. Except for when you get stuff stuck to the bottom of them. Okay. So, and we'll probably take this guy off. And part of it as well. No. That is not. Is this guy part of it? No, that guy is not. And I think this guy is. I believe the top one here is. Yes. Okay, it should be loose. One more maybe. This guy. Nope. Too short. Now, we'll just take these out of here. Okay, moment of truth. What does it look like inside here? I'm gonna say it's gonna look really dirty, really gross, because I don't think the oil was changed a whole lot on this machine. Oh, that is actually bad. So I just discovered something on this machine. I have to bring the camera down here. So there is your clutch pressure plate. What's missing? I see a spring missing. I also see the boss has been broken off. So yeah, somebody's been into this machine. Basket's looking pretty worn too. Gross. Well, it's not going to stop it from running. Maybe I'll convince the guy who owns this machine to get a new clutch boss, but they're pretty expensive. Oh, that's a bummer. That's terrible. So that means that somebody over torqued that and broke it off, because these really shouldn't be that tight. Really, they're really not. And I'm going to get a pry bar.
Hi.
Hi.
What you doing?
I think I'm ready to go. Which now you are a part of.
Oh. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm leaving that in the video.
No.
Oh, yes, I am.
No.
So Yamaha does this good, and they got these pry areas on these cases. But get in there somehow, pry up on it. Well, it feels like there's still one holding it, but there's not. It's all right here. If you're gonna stick a screwdriver in here, go where there's a bolt. But don't if you can help it. I think I need some weasel piss, they call it. Old man always told me this stuff was called weasel piss. I had no idea what the heck he was talking about. Weasel piss. So anytime anybody says, hey, you got the WD-40, I go, huh? What the heck is that? Okay, we are going to have to... I think there's also a dowel thing holding that on there too. That's gotta come out of there. To put something down there to pry against. Leave that in there or something. Pop! Just like that. Like magic. Okay, so take your bets. Something broken? I think something's broken. Try to save that gasket. That's not gonna happen because I think it just broke. Oh, it didn't break. Ooh. Oh, this is pretty black. Pretty black and funky in here. Okay, actually doesn't look too bad. Not as dirty as I expected it to be. Oil pump. Yeah, oil pump. Rubber should go there. Try to leave it on there. Okay. Okay. So, do I have to take the clutch basket off to get that off? I do not think so. So the kicker gear is over here. How do I get you closer without getting you full of goobers? Yeah. Oh, this camera angle stinks. This is the kicker gear right here. I'm gonna grab a pair of pliers and I'll pull it out of there, and we'll just have a look-see at it. Might not come out. Oh, the gasket's not even on there. Ooh, I wonder if I could save that. Ooh, can we save it? Can we save it? Oh, look at that. Question is, do you want to reuse it? Answer would be no. You don't want to reuse it. God, that oil is black. Ew. Should have taken this whole engine apart when I did the top end. Oh, that's a good gasket too. It doesn't want to break. Hey, look at that. Oh, poop. Look at that. I saved the gasket. That never happens. Fantastic. That's a good yummy gasket right there. Okay, so kicker gear is right here. Hopefully you can see what I'm going to end up doing here. There's a spring. You got to pull the spring up out of the hole here. And then, shucks, you might have to take the clutch basket off to get that. Yeah. We're going to have to pull the clutch basket off of there. No big deal. But this is the part where you need to be very careful not to break any of this. Somebody over-torqued that and broke those off. And they are actually quite easy to break, the standoffs. If you're not careful. These don't take a whole lot of torque, and it doesn't take much to break them off. So I'm curious to see how tight these are going to be. Yeah, not really that tight. It shouldn't be overly tight. It should be snug. They recommend using Loctite, but I don't like Loctiting aluminum. I really don't. Because a lot of times, steel thread and aluminum, you pull the threads out when you try to take it apart. Even if you put heat in there and try to cook the Loctite out. Okay. So we got a spring, a green spring. So this is also, like this spring is, imagine it as your pressure plate for like a car. So if you're missing a spring, this may end up slipping and it might burn the clutch out premature. It's not really a good idea to, run it with just 5. Okay, so then the pressure plate pulls up, minus the friction discs that are stuck. Pressure plate's in good shape. You can see this bike sat for a while. You can see these lines in it. Alright, so now I need to get a box or something for all this stuff. Or a bag. Bag will do. Bag will do nicely. And I think this has an extra friction plate in it. So let's just have a look-see here at the clutch plates. Yeah, they don't look too bad. I am gonna run a caliper across these and see the thickness of these things. They actually don't look too bad. The steels, however, look a little heat checked. Like this got a little bit hot in here. See the coloration on that? You sort of see the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, these guys got a little bit hot. And a lot of times it's not because the clutch is slipping. A lot of times it's because the There's no oil in it. But missing that, yeah, you can see it's completely broken right off of there. Missing that tower in the boss is, it would create a hot spot on one side. The side that's got no pressure on it. We'll pull these all the way out of here. Oh! They're not good. Yeah, they really don't look that bad. But you can't tell by just looking at it. You have to run a mic across it. Okay, let's see if I got a socket big enough for that. You can just hit her with the Ugga Dugga gun. Not always recommended, but it won't hurt it. Unless you're really not careful, you can do it with the Ugga Dugga gun. Okay, socket. With a 30 mil. Oh, first try. I'm just that good. Uggity gugger. Uggity dugger. Alright. Ouch. Ouch. Just like that. That hurt, but it was okay. Ouch. You really should have the proper tightening tool for that. Okay, so this guy should be a washer. This is called the clutch boss. So this part is the part that's attached to your transmission. The transmission is here, so there should be another washer there. So I don't lose any of this stuff, but yeah, that's not good. Looks like somebody tried to JB weld it on there too. You can see that crud that's in there. Yeah, that's no good. This basket should just pull right up under here. I gotta get that washer. Magnet. Magnet. Special washer. Let's get the splines in it. And then the basket should just pull right up. Out. So, oh my Lanta. Oh my god. Holy crap, this bike needs a basket so bad. Holy sh. Okay, holy shit. It's warranted the shit. Oh. See if the basket's all worn out. The bumper's in it. So if you try to do this and you can get it to rock, that means that the bumpers under this plate, there's rubber bumpers that go on here. And sometimes they get worn out. But what I'd like to show you is this clutch basket. The fingers on this clutch basket, they're very, very, very worn, really, really poorly. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see in the camera. Let's try to get you a good angle. See these grooves? How am I gonna be able to do this in the camera? Oh yeah, there you go. You can see those. You see those fingers right here. Hear that? That's really bad, really, really bad. Because what this is gonna do is this is going to prevent clutch release. You're going to have really poor clutch release. It's not going to want to release the clutch because these plates all have to move within this basket. So you're going to have your friction plates. So you got to think your clutch boss has the steels. right? Your clutch boss has the steels, which grab on to the inner boss. The basket has the clutch friction plates. And all the friction plates, they're in here, and they're layered in here, right? So allowing the clutch to work is all about allowing these plates to float. But if you've got the pressure on the outside, and when you push the clutch, it releases the pressure plate, these guys can get caught in these grooves and not release the clutch, like at all. Like that's, holy shit, that is bad. I can't say I've ever seen one that bad before. Holy crap. Okay, so this bike needs a lot more than yeah, holy shit. I don't even know what to say about that. Except for holy shit. Yow. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to sort of put this stuff back in a manner. Shucks. So if I had to bet, I'd say this clutch is completely worn out too. But I don't know that. Won't know that until we mic it with the micrometer, with our caliper. Holy crap, I can't believe how bad that basket is. That's got to be one of the worst baskets I've ever seen. Okay, so let's pull the kicker gear off. I think, judging by what this looks like in here, I think it's just dirty. But we can sort of test it here before we pull it out. Let's put that spring back in that hole. Let's see if we can get this thing to... Yeah, it's not grabbing. It's really not grabbing the way it needs to. Oh yeah, see it's skipping right there. It should turn every time. Yeah, it's skipping again. Okay, let's pull that off there. Tear it apart and see what we find. So these are pretty simple. You just take the spring off, unwind the spring, and you should be able to just pull it out. Initial assessment is it really doesn't look too bad. Well, I think I'm going to tear it apart. I don't think that spring has got any tension to it anymore. Nothing's missing, nothing's broken. Okay, let's go to the bench and tear this apart. Alright, let's bust into this little guy here. So, I don't really see anything totally wrong with this thing. It really doesn't look that bad, but I do want to tear into it and just check, clean it out, because there's probably something stuck in there. Spring. Well, you look at the spring. See, the spring's kind of flattened out right there. You probably can't really see because of the lighting. My shop sucks. But you see right there where that spring is sort of walking up over top of itself, and when you push it down, the inner coil goes over top of that one. That is probably what our issue is, because it needs that pressure to put, if you look here, you can actually see these engagement teeth on that. So that's on the spring. So my guess is this spring is the culprit. Yeah, it's starting to roll over on both sides. See, it's rolling over there, and it's rolling over here. So it's not giving the correct pressure. It does. You wouldn't think it would do much, but yeah, it would. That's my guess. Is the spring's bad. because the rest of this doesn't look too terrible. Sometimes these kicker gears, they quit kicking because these teeth are all folded over. If you look at the one way, when you turn it this way, is it, you know, starting the machine? And if you've ever, hey, hit your kickstart with the engine running, you hear bzzz. That's because these teeth, they're riding over top of each other like this. That's what you're hearing. So one way they grab, the other way they don't. So you can't blow anything apart when you're running it. Because I've done that before. You know, you pull over and the bike's running, you guys are talking, then you mindlessly try to kick it and it's actually running already. That's what you hear. Yeah, this really isn't in that bad a shape. Doesn't really even need to be cleaned, to be honest. Should be a thrust washer, and there is. One washer on one side, should be a thrust washer on the other side too. Everything, all these washers matter. So if you're missing one, things are not going to work right. So no, there is only one washer. And you can see this has got this brass insert, and it's got those dimples. Those dimples are to dimples are to hold the oil. Yeah, and you can actually see there's an oiling hole in it because this is a pressurized oiling system. So I got a whole bunch of cleaning to do, and then we need to decide what it is that we need to get. I don't really see anything wrong with this, but I'm going to recommend a spring. There's all the pieces all cleaned up. I wanted to check something. I wanted to show you something here too. I was checking out the shaft. The shaft. If you look really close at the shaft, the splines are starting to roll over on it. You can really see it right there in the one at the very top. I need a pointing device. See the use. You can tell the use and the wear on this machine. See how this tooth has been worn into? And if you look at the top, you can see the tooth, the spline. It's got that lip. Really been worn into. So that shows you like this machine's got a lot of hours. To create this, you have to kick it and kick it and kick it, and you know, being a 2010, it's probably got 1,000 hours on it, probably even more than that, probably a couple thousand hours, which you may think may not be good, but or good or not. It's probably got more hours than that on it. But realistically, when you go out and you ride your dirt bike, you're out there for what, 3, maybe 4 hours tops, and you go out once every, you know, couple months. It takes a while to work up hours. But look at how that spline has been rolled over. That wouldn't affect it in how it kicks over. It wouldn't, because this is the mating gear on here, and there really isn't any play in that. There's not really. There's no rattle. There's a slight bit of play, but that's for oil clearance, because you want oil to be able to seep in there too. But I'm gonna blame this kicker gear not working right on this spring. Because you see the spring end is sort of rolling over on itself here, and if that spring folds down, well, now you're not getting the full potential of that spring, right? And that spring can really roll down over. So then you lose. It's not a lot, but you lose just a little bit of spring tension on that. So that's what I'm going to say is the problem. And I still cannot believe how badly worn this clutch basket is. I just sort of threw it all back together here. So this is how the frictions. So you can see the frictions, and the steels are in between all the frictions. So when you push on the clutch, it pushes up. It pushes up on the pressure plate. It sort of pushes the frictions apart. But if you have movement, like you have torque, this is going to be turning. If you have torque, and you see it's going to be on the power side. If you look at the clutch basket, you can see it's on the power side, not on the coast side. Yeah, that's insane. And the boss is broken. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to the owner, talk to Wade Man, see what he wants to do with this. Probably not anything. You could probably run it. I wouldn't. I don't trust that. And you can tell somebody's tried to do something with all the goo that's in there. Yeah. Doesn't look too bad. I think what I should do, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to go look up some specs. Get my calipers out and we'll actually mic that clutch and we'll see how much friction material's on there. Because it might be time for a clutch too. Okay, so check it out. All I did was Google YZ450F clutch. And I got this website. I don't know what the heck this website is. Something manuals.com or something. Excuse me. But you can read right there. It says friction plate thickness. So, you know, Yamaha, they like going in millimeters. I like thousandths. So it's got to be 115 thousandths to 121 thousandths. And let's see here. Limit. Friction plate thickness. Limit. Well, it doesn't make sense. Why does it say the limit? Measures friction plate thickness. Oh, friction plate measuring the clutch. Oh, clutch plate work. What the hell? Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking backwards. Okay, so your clutch is 115 thousandths to 121 thousandths. Can't be any bigger than 121 thousandths. As the clutch wears, it's going to get thinner and thinner and thinner. So the service limit is 110 thousandths per each friction plate. My freaking brain stopped working there for a second. So I'm going to grab my fractional digital calipers. A fancy term for it. I bought this. I never thought I'd use it as much as I do, but I use this thing a lot when I'm out here playing on this stuff. So, we are going to clean the teeth. We are going to zero it out. It is zero, or almost zero. We're going to zero it out. We're going to grab one of these frictions. Wipe the schmoo off of it. Thank you, Erico, for that word. Schmoo. And we're going to grab it like this, and we're going to measure it. Oh, it's got lots of meat on it. 117 thousandths. Yeah, this clutch is pretty good. 170. It's always good to check it around. Now you see, this is 190. And this is 190. So my guess is this side is the side that didn't have, the boss was broken off on, it didn't have the spring pushing down on that. So this has got a bit of warpage in it because this side is 160. This side is 180. So that doesn't sound like much, but it makes a pretty big difference when you're talking thousandths of an inch. So probably need a new clutch. But yeah, there we go. It's within service limit, but it's got a bit of warpage to it. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this video here. I'm going to talk to him about getting a new boss, new basket. His basket is like, holy crap, I can see it better now. Like, you see how those fingers got these grooves in it? That is insane. That's the worst one I've ever seen. So you can go along here with a file and file that down, but you're messing with thousandths of an inch. Right, you're messing with that kind of stuff. Okay, well, I'm leaving this one here. We're going to get some parts and move on with life. Okay, I can't end it like that. So, yeah, there we are. I'm not going to do much else. Talk to the boss. He's going to get some parts. And we're going to need some springs, too. Maybe a whole clutch kit. And we're going to need a bolt for the boss. It's going to be, hopefully not too much, but a nice list and a cover gasket and whatever. Alright. There's my boring video for a Sunday. I wish I could have all these parts on here and we could just carry on the video, but God, you want to listen to me talk for another half an hour? Ugh, I don't. Okay, let's I want to show you the snow. It hasn't stopped snowing all freaking day long. I mean, oh my God, I shoveled the path out here earlier, but look at this crap. My God. See if I can give you a perspective on how deep the snow actually is. Grab a shovel here. Camera's blurry. What the hell? the snow is creating the camera. I can't focus. Okay, let's see here. Look at that. That's how much snow we gotten today. You can't really tell. I'm gonna grab a tape measure. When I come out here today, there was practically no snow. I've been out in the shop for a couple hours messing around with stuff. Yeah, the snow screws with the camera. All right, let's see here. Look at that. That's how much snow we've gotten today. What's that? Like almost 7 inches of snow. Jeepers. Can you even see it? Oh, I can't even tell here. Can you even see in the lens? Shaking, shaking, shaking. Shaking like bacon. Yeah, look at that. That's not foolery with camera. That's like almost 6 inches, 7 inches of snow. Good God! Snowmageddon, again. This is like our 4th winter in the old glorious Canada. Pissed me off too because I just plowed the driveway yesterday. Urgh. Okay, that's it for now. Come back when I got parts. Bye.